In the world of projects, we often hear two words, management and leadership. Many people use them as if they mean the same thing. They see a manager and assume they are a leader. They see a leader and assume they are a manager. But this is a mistake. They are not the same. They are two different ideas. They represent two different sets of skills. And to truly succeed in any project, you need to understand both. You need to be able to do both. The scholar John Cotter put it perfectly. He said, management is about coping with complexity, while leadership is about coping with change. Think about what a project is. It is a temporary journey, designed to create something unique. By its very nature, a project is filled with complexity, and at the same time, filled with constant change. The truly successful project manager is a hybrid. They are a blend of both. They use the project plan not just as a tool for control, but as a story that shows the team where they are going, and why each person's contribution is a vital piece of the puzzle. Let's begin by focusing on the first of our two core concepts, management. At its heart, management is a science. It involves detailed planning, meticulous budgeting, designing organizational structures, and monitoring progress against the plan. A project led by a pure manager might be on time and on budget, but the team will feel no connection to the work. Morale will be low. Without good management, a project falls apart. It is the solid foundation upon which everything else is built. Now let us turn our attention to leadership. If management is the science, then leadership is the art. It is about creating a vision that inspires people, aligning them around a common cause, and motivating them to climb mountains and overcome obstacles. But without the structure of management, that energy has nowhere to go. The vision remains just a dream. It is a team with a powerful engine but no steering wheel. While skills can be taught, the attitudes that drive a leader's actions are often, honestly, even more critical. One of the most vital attitudes is proactivity. A reactive manager waits for a fire to start. A proactive leader anticipates where a fire might start and removes the fuel. Another crucial attitude is resilience. It's your ability to get knocked down and get back up again, stronger and wiser. A resilient leader does not create a culture of blame. Finally, integrity is the bedrock of leadership. It's about giving credit, taking responsibility, and refusing to cut corners. A leader with a problem-solving mindset asks, how can we fix this? Rather than, whose fault is this? One of the most famous is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the base are our physiological and safety needs, met by a fair salary and a secure work environment. Next are social needs, the need to belong to a team. Then comes esteem, the need for respect and recognition. The highest level, self-actualization, is the drive to realize one's full potential through challenging, meaningful work. Frederick Herzberg distinguished between hygiene factors, whose absence causes dissatisfaction, and motivators, which truly create job satisfaction. A manager who focuses only on hygiene factors will create a team of well-paid but uninspired mercenaries. Douglas McGregor's Theory X assumes people are lazy and must be controlled, while Theory Y assumes people are self-motivated and seek responsibility. Your assumption becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. French and Raven gave us a brilliant framework. They identified 5 bases of power. Legitimate power comes from your title. Reward power is the ability to give rewards. Coercive power is the ability to punish. But the most sustainable forms are personal. Expert power comes from your knowledge. And referent power comes from being liked and respected. In a weak matrix, the PM has very little formal power and must rely almost exclusively on their expert and referent power to influence the team. A project manager, has to navigate at least 2 layers of this maze: organizational and national culture. Using a model like Charles Handy's 4 types of culture can help a project manager diagnose their own organization. A culturally intelligent PM learns to provide feedback in a more indirect, high-context way. That preserves harmony while still getting the message across. The Blake-Mouton managerial grid plots a manager's concern for people against their concern for production. The ideal is the team leader, with high concern for both. Hersey Blanchard's situational leadership registered trademark theory is a highly practical model that suggests a leader should adapt their style based on the development level of their followers. For example, when Priya, a fresh graduate, joins the team, her manager Rohan uses a telling style for her first task. As she gains skills but is still learning the ropes, he moves to coaching. Once she's competent but still needs confidence, he uses a supporting style, acting as a sounding board. Finally, when she's a senior developer, he can simply delegate a complex module to her with full trust. Early 20th century management was dominated by Frederick Taylor's scientific management, which viewed workers as cogs in a machine to be optimized for efficiency. This gave way in the 1930s to the human relations movement, sparked by Elton Mayo's Hawthorne studies, which discovered that social factors had a greater impact on productivity. This was the birth of the understanding that people and their feelings matter at work. Later, in the 1960s, contingency theory emerged, which argued that there is no one best way to manage. The best style is contingent on the situation. It asks leaders to stop asking, "What is the right way to lead?" and start asking, "What is the right way to lead this team on this project right now?" Contemporary management is shifting towards more empowering paradigms. Agile leadership emphasizes flexibility, collaboration, and speed. A traditional project manager protects the plan. An agile leader protects the team so they can deliver value. Servant leadership turns the traditional power pyramid upside down. The leader's primary motivation is to serve their team, their customers, and their community. A servant leader focuses on the growth and well-being of their people and helps them perform as highly as possible. The case study of Rohan and his team provided a vivid illustration of this. Under pressure, a command and control approach can destroy morale and productivity. A shift towards a situational, empowering, and servant leadership style can unlock a team's intrinsic motivation and problem-solving capabilities, turning a potential failure into a success. Ultimately, becoming a complete project leader is a journey, not a destination. It is about finding the dynamic balance between bringing order to complexity and inspiring people through change. By embracing both the science of management and the art of leadership, you can become the kind of leader who builds great teams, creates lasting value, and guides people to achieve more than they ever thought was possible. That is the true secret of project leadership and management.